Hey everyone, Matt Turman here with Susquehanna Insurance. Today we got a special guest, President and CEO of Susquehanna Insurance, Delbert Turman.
Thanks for having me in.
Today we're going to answer the question that hopefully you never have to answer, but what do you do if your house is on fire? So the first thing you want to do, of course, is call 911, make sure everybody's out of the house safely. But what is the second step? At what point do you contact your insurance agent?
Yeah, we would say you call your agent as soon as you possibly can. Obviously, you want to protect your family and protect as much property as you can, but you want to engage your insurance agent as fast as possible, as quickly as possible. And we at Susquehanna have a live answering service. Unlike a lot of agencies that have an answering machine or a voicemail, we have an actual live service. So when you make a call to our office, you're going to reach somebody that's going to interact with you and then reach out to one of us at Susquehanna to help you begin the claim process.
So will you or someone from the insurance company come out when my house is on fire?
Yeah, we pride ourselves in coming out to help our clients. You buy coverage from us, and our commitment is to provide a service that is going to exceed your expectation.
Awesome. So once you're out and the fire department's there, what is the next step I should do? Where do I stay that night? Who do I contact? What do I do?
Yeah, the best thing to do is go through an example. A few months ago, I had a phone call on a Saturday, and it was one of our insureds, and he said, "Delbert, my house is burning down. It's totally engulfed in flames. My wife and I are out. We're safe. Our kids are grown, and so that wasn't an issue. We're now sitting in a neighbor's house, and what do we do?" And so within 45 minutes, I was at the scene. It's a little bit tricky to get to the house because the fire department doesn't like anybody walking nearby, so you have to sort of show your card to show that you need to get to that customer. But typically, there's a lot of emotion. Everything that you've collected, everything that is yours over the past however many years is gone. And oftentimes it is a total loss and it's devastating. And customers are emotional and they have no idea the next step in the process.
So do I have coverage for a hotel room in my insurance policy if my house burns down?
Yeah, good question, Matthew. People say that, well, where do I go? I don't have any place to stay. And the answer is, yes, there's a provision of your policy called additional living expenses, and what that entails is it will immediately buy you or rent you a hotel or an Airbnb for some period of time. The goal is to get you relocated as quickly as possible, and it will pay all of those expenses. The insurance company will normally give you some type of a stipend to go out and buy clothing. You have nothing. Everything you own is gone. And so there is coverage that's gonna put you up in a temporary residence until your home is rebuilt.
And then do they give me money to go out and buy all my belongings, my furniture, my clothes, stuff like that again?
Yeah, they do. That's not an easy process. A claim of that magnitude is not easy. You need to know that. And one of the most difficult parts of a significant fire claim is the insurance company meets with you and says, "Hey, Matthew, you now have to list everything that you owned that was destroyed in that house." Yeah, and how do you remember it?
Yeah, it's true.
And so they're not trying to pinch you or take advantage of you or not treat you fairly, but you're the only one that can reconstruct what you lost in your home.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So yeah, the insurance company actually uses a special service that comes in to help you work through that, to come up with and help you remember. Really, they go room to room and really try to mentally have you go through closets and so forth, again, to list everything that you've lost.
And even here, what we recommend to some of our homeowners, customers, is that they go around periodically and take a video of their entire home, their closets, their living rooms, their basements, just so worst case scenario, your phone's in your pocket, you can bring it back out and walk through a lot easier to show, hey, here's what the things I've lost clothing wise versus just going off of memory, which can be very difficult.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It really is. And make that video and then store it off site. Don't put it in a drawer or don't have it on your phone. Have another copy somewhere. But when you can sit down and reconstruct with a video, it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, that's
it really
true.
does.
Yeah. So then how do they start building my house back up? Do they build a house that's similar to the one I lost? Is it the exact same to the one that got burnt down? Can I change the style at all? How does that work?
Yeah, good question. I would say first, there's typically can be a delay. This house fire that we had a few months ago, it was caused by a generator.
Oh, yeah.
And so the insurance company said, don't touch the site. We want to send an investigator in to determine if that generator was faulty that caused the fire. Because then the insurance company would take care of their policyholder and then possibly pursue a responsible party, a manufacturer or somebody that owns that manufactured the product.
Yeah.
So, so a quick side note, this couple was an older couple. They were in their 80s and they didn't want to go to a hotel. They had a family member that lived nearby, and they went to move in. They moved in temporarily with that family member, and the insurance company actually paid the additional living expenses
Oh, cool.
even while living with a
So
family.
it's not just a hotel, but
Right.
it could be, situations like that.
Yeah, you have food and all that, utilities, extra expense, and so that would all be captured by the policy.
Cool.
Yeah.
So building my house back up, what does that look like? What's that process? How does that work? Is it the same house? Is it something similar? How does that happen?
Yeah, the obligation of the insurance company is to replace it the way it was the day it went down, and so they will use really construction estimate software and rebuild using current materials, current labor rates, and rebuild the house the way it is. And they'll say to you, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, here's the reconstruction cost. Your house, to reconstruct it the way it was, is $400,000, and that's what we will offer you in the settlement of replacing your home. And then at that point, it's you have the opportunity to change it, to change upgrade it. You can expand it, but you'll never get more than the replacement cost value that they determined that existed at the time of the loss.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. So that's just a few points that we like to offer to you guys. We've had some recent fires, unfortunately, but when that happens to you, you want to make sure you're in good hands with your insurance agent and your insurance company to make sure the process goes as easily as possible, because it's a real nightmare. And we're here to help you at Susquehanna and make sure the process goes as smoothly as possible, and that you get your life back together as quickly as possible. So yeah, thanks for coming in, talking about homeowners insurance, and that if your house is on fire, what do you do? So number one, call 911, get out. Number two, call us, call your insurance agent, your insurance company. They'll come out and make sure that you're okay, make sure you get things in line, the next steps, find a place to live for the next few months while they get your home, start back together, start buying your clothes and your furniture and start putting those things back together, and then finally build the house back up from the ground and move back in at some point. So that's the process. Hopefully you will never have to go through it. But if you do, make sure you're in good hands with an insurance agent like Delbert or anybody else here at Susquehanna Insurance. So thanks for tuning in. At Susquehanna Insurance, we bring clarity and simplicity to your insurance needs.